to talk about you, and I wanted to talk about your journey in Medicare. I've known you for several years, and I just discovered recently what a technology wizard you were. I got a peek behind the curtain, and I'm like, oh my God, she's the smartest technology wizard in the insurance space, and nobody knows this. It's my little secret.
Do you know why I'm a technology? I'm not like a technology wizard. I do know a lot of tech and I use a lot of tech, but I'll tell you a secret. Joanna, I'm so glad to see you again.
Me too. I love this.
Yeah, me too. I'm having a good time. And for the listeners, we just we're recording a few interviews before we release these so that if you want to listen to more than one, you can. And I just got the first draft of our artwork back today. Joanna, did you see?
Ooh, I saw it. Fancy.
I think it looks like you, but I don't think mine looks like me.
All right, let
So
me go back and look. Hold on.
we're going to have him. I have to send him some new pictures because I only have one picture of me with my new haircut. And so I'm going to have to take some selfies and send it to him so it can look more like me.
It's pretty good. He's a really good artist.
He is. And yours looks spot on, I think.
Mine looks like 100 pounds lighter.
You look great. You look,
Oh,
I
thank you.
mean, it looks like your picture. So, I think it looks good. So
He got
anyway,
my eyes, yeah. So,
there
yeah,
you
I
go.
think maybe he just gave you too strong of a jaw.
Something, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
going to take some more pictures, send it to him. And plus, I mean, I do have white in my hair, but my hair's not like totally
Now
white.
he made you 80 years old.
Yeah, so, so I'm going to ask
Tell
him,
him it's blonde.
I'm going to tell him it's blonde and have him make a few changes and see what he does. But anyway, so what are we talking about
So
today?
today I wanted to talk about you, and I wanted to talk about your journey in Medicare. I've known you for several years, and I just discovered recently what a technology wizard you were. I got a peek behind the curtain, and I'm like, oh my God, she's the smartest technology wizard in the insurance space, and nobody knows this. It's my little secret.
Do you know why I'm a technology? I'm not like a technology wizard. I do know a lot of tech and I use a lot of tech, but I'll tell you a secret. You want to know why? And why
Yeah, I
is
do.
hold on, I am a lot 10 seconds. I'm gonna fix my microphone because it's Les was complaining I wasn't loud enough last time. I'm gonna have to get closer to the hopefully this setup won't fall apart. It won't fall. We're gonna have to edit all this out. 10 seconds. So, you want to know a secret why I do so much with technology?
I want to know all your secrets.
Because I'm lazy and I don't like to do a lot of work.
Amen, sister.
So I like to do work on the front end
Mhm.
so I don't have to do work on the back end. And so that's why I learned all this tech. This is why I learned SEO so I can get leads
Mhm.
coming into me that I don't have to pay for. And I have systems set up so I don't have to call people back a million times.
Mhm.
But that's why I'm good at tech, and we can talk about that later. But
Okay.
but yeah.
So tell me how you got into the industry.
So it was 2000. I think it was 2014 when I first got my first contract with Medicare. But
Mm.
basically, what happened was my husband, who's 20 years older than me, was turning 65, and he was starting to get what I call the Medicare mail, a 4-inch stack of Medicare mail. And because I know it's crazy. Because I was a financial advisor, he said, "Can you help me with this?" And I said, and I really don't know anything about Medicare. I'm licensed. I can sell you a Medigap plan, but I don't really know anything. And so I really think you should talk to somebody who knows something about it. And so he reached into the bottom of the stack, pulled out the first guy who had sent him a card and invited him to our home in San Diego. And the guy came over, sold him the Plan F, which is what my husband wanted, and at the end of the conversation said, "Do you take any drugs?" And my husband said, "No." And so the guy who was sitting in our living room said, "You don't need a drug plan." I know. I know. And I didn't know any better. My husband didn't know any better. He said, "You don't take any drugs, you don't need a drug plan." So that was thing one. Now, we didn't realize the error until 5 years later. So I'm at my dad's house, and 5 years. I know, crazy. I'm at my dad's house in Alaska, and my dad had Parkinson's at the time and was taking all these medications. And, I'm a financial advisor, so I'm pretty bold about asking people about money, right? And I'm thinking pretty selfishly, wait a minute, we're 20 years difference.
You get charged. It's dumb, and
I
I
think we're
just
paying $35 a pedal. I mean, we're paying we're,
probably could be. Yeah.
we're paying a lot. And so I got mad and I started researching Medicare. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so complicated. It's so complicated. I'm thinking, I have a freaking finance degree. I've been a financial advisor for more than 20 years at the time. I couldn't
Mhm.
figure it out. And so that's why, because I was like, this is so complicated. That's why I started doing it. I started doing all this research. And Joanna, why did they say plan A and part A?
Right.
Plan B, part B.
They should have given a different criteria, different names. It's
Like plan
confusing.
one.
Right.
I was so confused and I was a financial advisor. And then finally, when I figured it out, my clients must be totally confused. So that's when I started selling Medicare. My first year, I think I sold 2 policies.
Me too.
Yep.
I've
Be
never heard of that before.
Oh, I was freaking out. So anyway, my broker,
Wow.
I wound up getting that solved. But anyway, that was why I got into the business. I got into the business because my husband basically, excuse my language, got screwed,
Mm.
and that's why I did it. And so I started getting more and more interested in it, and I thought, what, I could do this. And so a couple of years, let's see, what year was it? 2015, I stopped taking new financial planning clients. So I got I got my first contract in 2014. 2015, I stopped taking new financial planning clients. And then in 2020, I retired completely from financial planning and I started
Nice.
just doing Medicare. So that's
Just a
my
couple years.
yeah. Yeah, it
Wow.
wasn't overnight. It
Yeah.
wasn't overnight, but I didn't quit my job and not have an income. Although when I did, so here's the thing, I was not making anywhere near what I was making as a financial advisor.
Mm.
And I told my husband when I was ready to leave the company that I was with, I said, honey, I want to leave, I want to leave financial advising. And
Mhm.
so I said, I think it's going to take like 2 years to,
Mhm.
to get my income back up to where it is now.
Mhm.
I said, can you support me for 2 years? And
What did he say?
he said, okay. And then I said, my assistant that I have, well, we need to support her too.
Oh wow.
so so he agreed to fund me
That's a
so
good
that
man.
yeah, he agreed to fund me. And that's sort of how I got started because then I could just focus
Mhm.
on Medicare. And that's what I did. So
And now he's reaping the rewards.
he is reaping the rewards. Yeah,
Now
because
you're his sugar mama.
I am his sugar mama. Although he makes pretty good. I mean, he's retired, but
Yeah, he has a
he's
pension stuff.
he's
Mhm.
yeah, he's got all that. But yeah, so the first thing that I did was I joined BNI. Are you familiar with BNI?
Yeah, well, I'm familiar. I've heard of them. I know that they meet crazy early in the morning, usually 7 o'clock, and you have to get like elected in. Like it's not like you could anybody could just join, right? There has to
Oh,
be a health insurance seat open.
yes, there has to be a seat open, and it's not health insurance. I did not join under health insurance.
Oh,
I joined under Medicare insurance.
okay, okay.
So there was already a health insurance guy in our BNI.
Oh,
And I had known about BNI because I was a financial advisor. And as a financial advisor, you can never join a BNI because that spot is always taken.
okay.
So usually financial advisors wind up starting BNIs. And so just have to check my mic because it's just showing me as 10 seconds. Damn microphone. So anyway, usually financial advisors they start BNIs, but now that I was selling Medicare insurance, almost all of the BNIs in my area in San Diego at the time had an opening. And so I talked with the sort of head of the San Diego BNI group and I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Yeah, I think you should do it." Of course he said that because that's how he got paid by the members, right? And so I went to 3 or 4 different BNIs because they're all different, and, I didn't I am I'm sorry, something's popping up on my screen. I went to 3 or 4 of them, and they all have different personalities, and I joined the BNI that I liked. And so, I thought it was gonna take me 2 years to break even because in BNI, a lot of people exchange leads amongst themselves. There's a chiropractor in the group,
Mhm.
you go see that chiropractor. There's a dentist, you go see
Mhm.
that dentist. And I'm like, these people are all young. They are
Mhm.
not going to sell themselves Medicare through me.
Right.
And in addition to that, there was already a health insurance guy. And
Mhm.
I thought he was going to be mad at me.
Mhm.
And he turned out to be my best referral source, the
Wow.
group insurance guy. And then there was another gal that I did not think was going to do anything for me. Have you ever heard of Arbonne? It's like Mary Kay.
Oh.
So she was an Arbonne rep, and at the time as a financial advisor, I could not do multi-level marketing.
Mhm.
They're like, "You can't do that. That's a prohibited activity." And so when she wanted to meet with me, BNI people, they do these one-on-ones with everybody in the group. So you're meeting once a week, but then in the rest of the week, you're meeting independently with 1 or 2 BNI members to get to know them better.
Okay.
And so she approached me and said, "Do you want to get together?" And I said, "First of all, look at me. I don't wear makeup.
Mhm.
And second of all, I can't do MLM." And I said to her, "I don't wear makeup and I can't do MLM, but I'm more than happy to meet with you because in my financial planning practice, I might have the opportunity to refer you people who want to do a home based business,
Sure.
especially for tax purposes."
Mhm.
And so we met. You know, she referred me to a networking group that I am still getting business from today.
Mm. You never know where the referrals are gonna come from.
Oh my gosh, so you cannot have preconceived notions
Yep.
in this business because you just don't know. And I can tell you one thing, because of that networking group that she referred me to, and it's a senior only, it's for people who deal with seniors.
Mhm.
So it's assisted living communities, it's home health agencies, it's people who do real estate with senior, all of these
Mhm.
people in that industry. I wound up starting my own networking group where we met once a month, and I would still do the others, but I
Mhm.
would also do these, and it really helped my business. And I think that every Medicare agent out there should meet other people that sell to the same people they're selling to and work together. You might not get business right away. It might take a year or 2, but you know what? Once you start getting business, once they understand what you do and you understand what they do, that's an easy way. You have to put the time in though,
I
you
agree.
know.
I started doing that AEP 2021. I was building my own little BNI in my backyard here, and I went and got a home health care agency, a palliative care doctor, and we were meeting. And so my idea was it's harder for me to get into places as an insurance agent, right? But if you go in as a resource group, which we were, so we got into senior centers as a resource group. I would have one of the providers do a diabetes education or something, right? And we were getting called left and right. And I was at events with Medicare agent tables only sitting right next to me, but they wanted to talk to us because I had nurses there, I had doctors there, I had a financial advisor there, I had, and I'm still friends with the group. Fell apart when I got COVID, and one of the my co-captains got crazy on me. But one of the providers and I are starting another business.
That's so cool. See? And that's the way to do it. And
Hmm.
these are things that you don't have to spend a lot of money on, but you spend time on it and it pays off for years
Yeah.
afterwards. One of the reasons I like this business, Joanna, and I don't know why you got in as far as financially, I love the fact that it's an annuity.
Hmm.
You do the work once and you're going to get paid for an average of, I think, 7 years. something like that. I heard that somewhere.
For MedSup.
And then what about Medicare Advantage? That's probably got a higher
So
turnover.
Medicare Advantage, as long as you sell them a product and they like your face and you stay contracted. So, like, my first client died a month later. I told you that story. Her friend, who I wrote December 2017, is still my client today, and it's July 2023. So, I mean, as long as you do right by them and have all the products in your toolbox, it's possible to have a client for their entire life. Now, if you don't reach out to the client for advantage and plans change, you don't tell them about the changes and you don't sell them a drug plan, you know, they get marketed to everybody's continuing to market on them, not just age 65. And there's bells and whistles on all these advantage plans, so you have to stay connected to your book of business. Hmm.
I feel the same way about supplement plans.
Yeah.
And I do both. I do Advantage and I do supplements.
Hmm.
Advantage is definitely a smaller part of my business, but it's still a substantial income that I earn on the Advantage side. But we do birthday reviews. We reach out, of course, before and during AEP to our
Hmm.
clients. And, and we do a newsletter. So we do a monthly newsletter. We reach out the month of their birthday and we reach out in September to start gathering the data that we need in order to do either the drug plan or the Medicare Advantage reviews. And then we reach out, during AEP. So, and a lot of that I've done is automated. So we
So
have
you didn't have to do it yourself. You didn't have to call all hundreds of your clients yourself.
no.
So that's what most agents think. Most agents say, Joanna, I don't have time to call 400 or 500 clients myself multiple times throughout the year. That'll take days. And I said, you need some,
Okay,
you need some help.
so you want to know a secret about
I
what we
do.
do?
I
So
do.
we do email. Yes, we email, but on top of that, we do voicemail drops. So I'm the one that comes in and says, "Hey, you guys, you have to be nice in this group. You
Hmm.
can't be mean to each other and blah blah blah." So once every 3 or 4 months, I'm coming in and I'm chastising our members because
Yep.
remember, I live in a 55 and older, so it's a lot of get off my lawn kind of stuff, right?
Your dog pooped.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what happens, and I have to come in and say, "That's not what this group is about." And so, sometimes people think I'm mean, and
Yeah.
we have other Facebook groups, and honestly, they talk smack about me in
Yeah.
the other
I know how
Facebook
it
group.
is. I know
Yeah,
how it
because
is. I
they
got talked smack last night about me in another Facebook group. Funny.
and and it hurts my feelings and everything,
Eh,
but you know what? I can deal
you
with it.
can't please everybody.
You can't. You really, really can't. And so you just have to know what your standards are and live up to your own standards and just deal with that. But yeah, I
Something
get a
I
lot of
learned.
yeah,
Something I learned is nobody is going to talk more trash about you than someone who's doing less than you.
right. Yeah.
So, oh, you want to admin this group and answer hundreds of questions a day for free, right? You want to be a volunteer, permanent volunteer in the community. Have at a guy. It's usually the person who's never helped anybody in the group that has the loudest mouth. I just experienced that today. I was like, this person's made zero comments to help anybody in my group, bashing me in another group. I was like, that
Oh,
he was in my inbox.
so that's one of my rules in my group. So I do have a lot of rules, just like there's a lot of rules in my community to live here. There's a
Hmm.
lot of rules in my Facebook group, more rules than Facebook allows in their rules section. So
Oh well.
I have a PDF copy
Oh
of
well.
it that people can download, and once a year or so I get together with all the moderators and we talk about what rules we should update. But one of the rules is if you talk smack about me or any of my moderators in another group, you're immediately kicked out. And I have
I like it.
people that send me screenshots. They don't want to say anything in the group because they don't want to get kicked out of the other groups either.
Hmm.
But they send me screenshots and then I just remove the people and block them from the group. If they don't want to be in my group, they don't have to be. I mean, and they can start their own group, right? But
Right.
yes, I agree with you. Everyone who's listening to this, everyone who's watching this should start a Facebook group for their community And over time, you will you will get leads from it. And so what I have is a notification, I forget what they call it, a moderation alert
Mhm.
for the word Medicare.
Mhm.
And anytime anybody mentions the word Medicare, I get a notification.
Mhm.
And if it needs me to answer it, I'll answer it. I'll be one of the people that answer it. If it's just, well, my doctor takes Medicare, then I'm not obviously going to
Sure.
say anything to that. But if it's, oh, I'm having a problem with my Medicare drug plan, do you know what I can do? And instead of having 20 people who don't know what they're talking about, give advice, I'll come in and I'll give advice. I'll say, here's what you can do. Or I'll say, if you want, you can. I don't really use it to solicit, is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be helpful. So, anyway, that's my story.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you are an innovator. A lot of agents, I watch them sit there and say, I have a problem, I have a problem, and they don't go trying to solve the problem. I think in this business, especially being self employed in any business, you have to be willing to find the solutions, right? And that's what you've done. You've found technology ways to solve your problem. And you've taught many others, including myself, about some technology programs to solve my problem. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I'm definitely willing to help people. And Joanne, before we say goodbye, tell everybody how to reach you and what you do.
What do I
What do you do?
do?
Because you work mostly with agents.
I do.
You're not, yeah,
I am an agent, but I also mentor many agents around the country. We're in 46 states now. I just got asked to take an agent in Hawaii, so I guess that might be 47. But I mentor Medicare agents around the country. I know what it's like to be lost and scared and not know what to do. So I try to teach people the how to damn do it. That's what I like to call it. How to reach me, best way is email agency, agency at, at topflightagent.com. The best way to reach me, and tell me what you need. And
great.
then also we are both admins, moderators on Medicare Mentors Media Facebook group. If you're an insurance agent, you do have to be licensed to join our group, because a lot of what we talk about is agent use only. But yeah, come find us and chop it up.
So
Awesome. Thank you so.
thanks so much for joining again. This was
Yes,
awesome,
thank you.
and I can't wait to see you again. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
yeah,
Have a
to
good
the
day.
listener, we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.